As I was saying, you guys kind of left off. I think we were still having a rest or something like that, if I'm remembering correctly. Were we still at the bridge?
Yep.
We were. Blood was trickling down the river.
Blood was trickling down the river. That is true. So let me go ahead.
Oh, good.
And drag us all.
That's a good sign. 100%.
You caused it.
God damn it. That does not surprise me.
We caused it.
There was some shenanigans
More fun with
involved
friends.
here. So everybody, go ahead and find yourselves this bandit captain. Did you just let his body go into the river, Dread, or what happened there?
It's still in the claws of the crab.
Okay.
Why am I upside down?
Why are you upside down?
I think the setting is still on for whenever we move your character, it orients your token to the direction that you're moving. Maybe.
If you want to straighten out the character, touch your character, hold shift, push the down arrow.
Thank you.
And I actually took off that module because it was super annoying.
Yeah. I mean, it was helpful when we were in a dark spot and we only had a certain cone of vision.
Right.
But out here, yeah.
Yeah, it just was weird. So we are definitely kind of coming back to this moment where you're holding this bandit captain in the claws of this barrel crab, and Dale had kind of come back over. Well, actually, no, he would kind of still be over here inspecting the trees and trying to not be a part of the situation, mostly. And as you're kind of holding this, Tao, Dan, you were kind of walking through the woods. Obviously, in the midst of this journey that you've been on, you recently left Neverwinter Woods, and not always, I would imagine, as a half elf, you've had an interesting time of it, with the elves, and so you had kind of spent a lot of your time in seclusion, kind of in the woods off on your own, and kind of learning these martial skills that have kind of gotten you through your life up to now. However you feel about elves in general, being a half elf yourself, there probably was a little bit of upraised noses and things like that in your general direction. So you do find yourself just kind of wandering on your path, and at one point you had seen this cart kind of racing towards you, and as you kind of stepped to the side of the path and watched this cart go by, you kind of saw this kind of look of like a little bit of franticness on his face, but also this look of like, some kind of success, or he feels, happy about something. And he's kind of racing past you in this cart, and goes on his way. And a short time later, you find yourself approaching this bridge. And as you're approaching this situation here, go ahead and roll me a perception check. And you can do that by selecting your token there, and there should be a bar that pops up after you do so. And then you go to skills, and then go ahead and select perception. Okay. So you do notice some figures across this river. Some of them seem to be kind of partially obstructed or fully obstructed, depending on their size, by this bridge. But you do very easily notice this large, almost like a mechanical structure that is across the river and right on the bank. And it almost looks like a gigantic wine barrel turned on its side. but it's got these huge arms that come out of it, and they look like they're made out of some kind of metal, and it's got like these almost like mechanical crab claws attached to the front of it, and it's got like these mechanical legs sticking out the side, and you see this thing holding limply the body of this man, and he's just kind of like not moving at all, just kind of hanging there limply, and you see blood like even coming out of him as you're walking up to this scene. And you see this man standing next to this machine, kind of in all dark clothing, and he's got this black cloak on that he wears. And Alabaster, you turn and you see this figure walking up the road across the river, and you notice that this guy does seem to be alone. What would you guys like to do?
Well, if I noticed him, Alabaster's gonna turn to Jellen and be like, Jellen, there might be another bandit for you to behead.
What?
Jellen jumps on top of the barrel crab to look for whoever he's talking about.
And Jellen is still feeling the heat.
My interest is incredibly piqued.
Okay.
I'm walking along with my spear in hand, just kind of walking like a walking stick with it, and I see Alabaster apparently, but I don't know who he is yet. But when I see Jellen jump up on there, I get a little bit nervous, but try to maintain my composure to make myself seem non-threatening. Because I want to check this out. This crab has really piqued my interest. This giant mechanical crab.
What does your character look like?
Oh, we're not hearing you.
Gotta push talk, buddy.
Push to talk.
Oh, yep, thank you. No hair, but long robes, walking along with my spear as a walking staff. I'm roughly 5'10" or so, and in seemingly simple garments. And I don't seem to have much in the way on me in terms of any sort of valuables or anything like that. I'm not pulling a cart with me or anything. It's just me and apparently just going for a walk down the path. And dark skinned, bright green eyes. Obviously a half elf because of my ears, but besides that, pretty nondescript.
Okay. And you're not doing anything to hide your half elf heritage in any way?
No, I've noticed humans seem to kind of they don't necessarily scorn me, but they seem to just ignore me more or less. Elves tend to stick their nose up at me. The few elvish villages I've come to, they don't seem to view me as pure enough a lot of times to actually live with them. But for the most part in my travels, ever since I left the monastery where I had done a little bit of training, I've come across quite a variety of people in terms of their acceptance of me, but I haven't come across really any other half-elves. It was the main reason I'd left the monastery where I'd originally begun my journey, was to try and figure out who had originally deposited me there.
Okay. I can already see the shenanigans and the wheels turning inside Gigi.
Yeah, my face is not exactly not obvious. I'm not subtle.
You don't have a poker face, by the way.
I do when I play poker, because I'm always laughing at everything. It's fine.
Yeah, I guess if you're laughing at everything, that counts too. Okay, so Jellen and Alabaster, you guys kind of see this figure first, obviously, kind of coming up. Do you say anything to the rest of the party?
So I've already seen him.
Yeah. As soon as Alabaster kind of got your attention, you hopped up on top of that barrel crab, and you were able to kind of clearly see him across the way there.
Now, have we already completed our rest, or did we just decapitate Alvinder?
I would say this is kind of happening right at the tail end of that battle.
Okay.
What a great first impression. Just a head flowing down this river.
This body's still gushing blood. You're like, yeah, I'm going to go back this way now.
We're peaceful.
Kellen! There's one more!
What? Where?
Would I, if
Across the
their
bridge!
battle is just ending, would I have seen any of that? I'm just across the bridge.
No, you wouldn't have seen the battle. I would say, well, no, because you guys kind of had him trussed up, and for a little bit you were talking to him.
You're right, because we'd finished the battle and then we took a rest so he could wake up, and we already had him completely subdued.
Right. So you might have heard some raised voices, and then kind of maybe a scream through the trees before you came around the bend. But then the next thing the first thing you would have seen would have been this crab-like, thing holding this body. From back a little bit of ways, you hear Dale say, "Oi, what's that? You say another one then."
Maybe. It could just be a passerby. I don't know. Help me burn this body.
Jellen is going to walk the crab with the body over to the fire pit. Was there a fire pit?
There is
it's up
actually
there.
there is a fire pit up there, but it's more of a cook fire kind of size.
Then Jellen is going to just walk the body into the into the camp and start a little fire, little crematory fire.
All right. Could you have to do that right in the middle of the camp then?
Where else would you like me to do this?
I mean, you can't just toss them in the river then or something.
Of course not. We don't know the power of this Zentarum agency. They could have a bevy of necromancers or the like that could resurrect. We can't put the head and the body
Jellen?
in the same place.
Jellen, just drop the body.
You guys would know that this river does lead right into Nomengard. Whether or not the party would float that far, I don't know.
Oh, if we know that, then Jellen's going to write a note and pin it to his chest. Something along the lines of, "This guy killed Garen, killed by the Boomsparkle's adventuring company. Justice served. Gnomes for life."
Okay, so
No. Remember, you got to put it. Gnomes rule.
Alabaster, we really need to talk with them about this name.
So Jellen, he jumps down and he starts quickly scribbling out this note. Tao, across the river, you kind of see this gnome kind of point out your existence, but then kind of quickly seems to forget you and jumps back down off of this contraption. You do see this other little gnome seems to be kind of walking towards you, and behind him you see another guy that looks to be probably like a 6'2" human wearing full plate mail. You hear him kind of blink.
Are you with bandits?
Who's gonna answer that appropriately? God, what is wrong with you people?
I chuckle and wave as I'm walking up. I am incredibly curious about this crab, so I walk up towards the gnome that's walking up towards me, smiling, inquiring about the crab. What is? Hello. What is that giant thing over there?
We'll talk about that in a second. Have you seen any other bandits around? Maybe a cart with a guy on a cart going at full speed. Like you sort of came from that direction, I think.
I did see someone with a cart come barreling by. Indeed, I did not know them for bandits at the time. I had just come out of the woods after doing some meditation.
Right, meditation. Did he like seem hurried or rushed or like? What did you catch a glimpse of his face? Like, was he? What was his state of mind?
Going at a gallop or anything, but at the quick glance, they did seem to be going at they did seem to be in a hurry. I would say they weren't galloping away, but they definitely had a destination. You could tell.
So, are you looking for trouble and fancy a wallop?
Have they from you?
I didn't hear you. Sorry.
I hear you.
They didn't steal from us. They haven't. Nope, no stolen from us. But they were probably pretty sure it was part of the whole bandit thing. We just took down a captain, or at least I think a captain. Or we thought it was the boss, but it turns out he is the boss.
So, are you one of these bandits then, or something else?
Wait, wouldn't the bandits look like monks? He looks like a monk.
I just want to know if he fancies a walloping.
Yeah, come on, you didn't do so good against that captain. You got walloped.
I do not fancy a walloping. We should. I try to get along with most things, but if it comes to defending myself, I could definitely spar with you.
Sounds like it could be fun then. I like him. And he just turns around and walks away.
I hate to say it was not super special that guy likes you. He's kind of like a mercenary almost, but still has some morals or something.
You definitely did notice that Dell did not seem at all amused or interested in the treatment of this bandit captain by Mr. Jellen.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit more hardcore, but it turns out you get this whole don't torture bandits for information type of thing. But I mean, it was justified.
I simply raised my eye and body being dumped.
Okay, here. And we didn't do it just because we're like sadistic, okay? We did it because it was for the best of the surrounding area. Apparently, most of the people have had bandit problems, and they did kill one of the gnomes we knew for no good fucking reason. The guy sort of deserved it, alright? We're just trying to find out all we can to make sure that we can quell the bandit problem when it comes to, something we really need to do. Also, you should be careful. There's signs of maybe like a white dragon roaming around. It's been scaring a lot of people, and I've heard about orcs coming down out of the mountains. It's a sore point with our lady over there, as I point back towards our green elf woman. Also, don't call her an orc; she's an elf. Clearly.
I simply raise my eyebrow at is it
Lanariel? I assume that I can hear Kellen right now.
Maybe except for that last little whispered bit. You probably heard the rest of it though.
Just rolls her eyes and starts sharpening her axe, staring daggers into the back of Kellen's head.
Alright, so
I say, well, I'm no normal elf myself, so I cannot place any judgments.
Why are you bald?
It doesn't seem too bad.
Why are you bald?
You can't just ask people why they're bald.
I know, seriously. Like, if you're bald, me and my brother might actually be able to help you. We're opening up an emporium with magical devices and magical trinkets and all that type of things. Magic in general, honestly. So, I mean, we could possibly end up helping you if you have hair growth problems.
A hair growth restoration potion.
The baldness was simply a trait of the monastery I trained in.
So it's a personal choice. It's not a personal choice.
What?
It's a mandate. It's a mandate of the order.
It would be a styling choice, but a lack of hair is almost just a lack of style.
Clearly, it makes it more streamlined in combat, eh?
Okay. the drag from your hair cannot help you that much in combat.
Says the wizard.
I don't know why the monastery originally picked up this trend, but everyone seems to have ran with it.
Meanwhile, Lanariel's got this long, flowing auburn, or bright red. It's not even auburn. Borderline orange hair. You are cosplaying very well. That's awesome.
Apparently, yeah, I accidentally cosplayed as myself.
Yay!
Anyways,
so
what's your name?
My name is Teo. I have been traveling for quite a long time.
Well, Teo, you don't seem like, you're going to stab us in the back out of nowhere for no good reason. Especially if you're saying you're from a monastery. I know they have discipline and all that stuff. At least from what the stories are. So I'm Kellen.
You mentioned that you were all trying to clean up a bandit problem around the area?
Oh, yeah. Nope. There's been bandits, all around, apparently.
So about this time is going to be when Jellen is pinning this note that he has hastily scribbled to the gnomes in Nomagard to the chest of this bandit captain and sent him freely floating down the river, hopefully to make it to this destination, of course. About this time, Dell's just kind of looking on at this and just shakes his head. Says, shall we be off to Fandlin then? Are we going to laze about the river? Should we perhaps, just take over the campsite and build us a little tidy home?
We're going to go. We're just kidding. Are you all right to travel? Because you're the one who got hurt.
Yeah, I'm all right. Little rest did me up proper.
Jellen's a little preoccupied. He finished the note, dumped the corpse into the river. Now he's cleaning off the crab and the claw of the crab, and he's humming to himself a little.
Steve walks rarely down the street with the rainbow way down low. Ain't no sound but the sound of the feet. Not ready to go.
He's just preoccupied cleaning the crab.
All right. I feel like that's a hit to come.
While I was talking to Kellen, I was slowly meandering towards the crab to take a closer look at it.
Okay. So you guys kind of walk back over towards where the rest of the group is. Feel free to move your token wherever you would like to go.
And as you get closer, you'll notice that Alabaster has one eye on you because he doesn't trust anyone, not even himself.
Well, you're the least trustworthy of all of us.
You can just.
What have I done?
You should be able to grab your token and move it. I lost him.
Alabaster has been nothing but a gentleman this entire time.
Lanariel loves Alabaster, but if Alabaster can't even trust himself, then he's the least trustworthy one of us.
But he doesn't say that out loud.
No, we're totally cool with Alabaster. He's great with a crossbow shot and a drunkard.
He's a good shot with that crossbow.
He's very helpful. He decided to help us without any intentions of his own. He's a very, very good man.
Yeah.
Jellen, he came for the money? What do you mean? No intention of
I'm pretty sure there was money involved with his decision making.
But you have to think about the comparatively, the amount of money he got to the amount of work he put in. That's a certain amount of selflessness that he exudes.
Almost like I should be paid double.
No,
we should
have
more money.
Hold on. Alabaster and I had already discussed when before all you guys cared about was your stupid stamp that we got your shares.
That's fine.
So
yeah, whether you discussed it, I said no to that. No, we don't get paid double. The first time you said that, I was like, no.
But
I didn't. I was there when you were talking. I was talking. No. I was there when we were talking about that.
I see no problem with this. They've done amazing work. They should be compensated properly.
I like this Boomsparkle.
We're gonna make it up back. We'll wait till we get the Emporium.
Hey, Jellen, it takes lots of money to run a fucking emporium. Stop trying to get rid of our gold.
It takes lots of genius, and we have that in droves.
And we need the money too. Be realistic.
You know, I really like this little portable murder machine. She just looks straight at Dread or at Jellen. God.
Oh, hey.
Kellen freezes up and then turns back to his crab.
It takes gold and being a cutthroat. Jellen is both of those now.
Let's not call my brother a cutthroat, okay? We did that because it was the logical thing to do, not because he's like some sociopath.
Logical.
Another one bites dust. Another one bites dust.
And Alistair just points, and that's all I do.
I put the heartbeat back on Jellen because he is obviously flustered in this moment. So, Gigi, you were not here last week for the unveiling of some of the new little toys that I implemented. One of them is for you and for you alone. Wait, you're over there. For you and for you alone. If you get 3 kill shots in a fight, I'm going to give you something special. And it comes with this. You are going to have your own bloodbath little animation, and I'm going to give you a little bonus that comes along with that. So keep that in mind.
That's fucking awesome.
So just keep that in mind. Three.
That should be in the river right now, though.
Yeah.
There.
Actually, I'm pretty sure that's Jellen's now. Just permanently, just cloud of blood.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
It did that for me as well.
Does that mean I have to refresh?
A minute or two, and then it will allow him to refresh the page and then acknowledge that he's not in the game.
Okay.
You may have to boot him though, since it's actually showing him logged in. I'm not sure.
I don't know if I can. No, I can. Still showing him logged in.
Get out of here.
He booted himself.
He booted himself.
A+.
Okay. So you guys kind of find yourselves walking back into Mendolynn. Whenever he gets back in, we can retcon the curiosity about the machinery. Because I know Jellen will be very happy to explain every detail of it to you. So, what do you guys want to do? We have returned to Mendolynn, your second level.
Collect my gold.
Going straight to the town master's hall. Well, not the hall, but his actual home.
Okay. So you are going to go back to Harbin Wester's home?
Yep. Hey!
There's a guy.
Okay, I have the worst luck with his. I can't see or hear him when he jumps in, but if I reload, I can see and hear him again.
You can't see him right now? Sure.
It happened the last time, too. I'm just going to pop out and pop back in.
Oh, he's not showing up in the player thing again. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the map again, too.
Should we go back to using Discord for the video audio?
No, this is the Forge recognizing his connection issue. Which is weird. Did you use the pin to get in?
If you talk and we can't hear you, and he's gone.
Oh no, I could actually see him, which means when he logs back in, I'm probably going to have to refresh again.
I wonder if the foundry has like a minimum connection thingy.
Well, that would be the forge, yeah, the actual server that we're using.
Yeah,
or the forge.
Then again, maybe it is foundry. It could be a combination of the two.
Maybe it's possible.
Do you like my technical talk?
He was doing just fine, so I don't know if it's that.
The gamer in me is thinking like he's on Wi-Fi and he needs to run a LAN cable across his entire house to to get his bandwidth up.
So you guys do head to Harbin Wester's home after coming back to Mendolynn. You're just gonna go up and kind of knock on the door. How are you going about this?
Jellen is going to walk. Yeah, Jellen is walking right up with the crab and breaking down his door.
It's recognizing him now. The game has recognized your presence. Yay! Can you see him, Gigi?
I can. It's a miracle.
Yay! It's working right. Okay.
Yeah. Did you just say he's gonna knock down the door?
Yeah, Jellen is walking the crab right up to his door and knocking it down, attempting.
That's coming out of your pay.
No, it's coming out of his brother's pay. We're already getting Jellen's pay. His brother has to take care of him then.
That's an interesting way to go about this. Okay.
That's a Jellen way of going about this.
He is ruthless little gangster over
There's no door he can't just walk through now.
All right. So you had said that you were interested in this mechanical device back at the river. What was your interest there?
I'm just really curious about it. I've never seen a contraption like this before, so I'm just walking around staring at it, kind of just wide-eyed looking at this thing.
Looks like we have another brilliant person who knows good craftsmanship when he sees it. Why, hello there! I'm Jellen Boomsparkles. I actually didn't create this. This was my mother. This is a Boom Bottom original barrel crab. I believe it's a version 6.3. But yes, it is powered by amazing gnome mechanics. I would love to teach you all about it. Come with us. We're gonna go back to our place in Mendolynn, and I'll show you everything. I want to take it apart, and I'll just show you every little piece.
No mechanics? You mean there are more contraptions like this?
My buddy, my friend. We're gonna get along swimmingly.
Yes, I believe so. This is remarkable. I would love to see more contraptions.
Then follow us to Mendolynn.
We lost a Quinn.
Come on!
So
I smile and nod. I haven't spent a lot of time around a lot of other people, so I have somewhat poor social skills.
Okay.
As they walk back, Jellen's got the crab open. He's just pointing to different parts and pieces, describing exactly what they do and how they work to Teo.
I'm like smiling and nodding and saying things like, "Oh yeah, like the combustion throttle bearings," like trying to act as if I know what he's talking about, but I have just no clue.
It's actually a synthetic pneumatics throttle usually here. We actually haven't mastered combustion, but that's a very good question. I'm very interested in combustion myself.
This is where we go into the black powder again for like the 5 millionth time we're talking about the black powder.
So where are you from, my friend?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Where exactly are you from again?
I'm from a monastery that's up on top of whatever the local mountain peaks are.
So you would know that there is a volcano that is near here. There's a mountain range. Here, let's check this out here real quick. So you guys can kind of see.
Mount Hotnow?
It is Mount Hotnow. And you guys would know that Mount Hope is over in this range here.
You're going to have to remove the need for us to have a token in the scene to see stuff, because we're all seeing black screens.
Or you just make the map have no shadow, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, but there's by default a checkbox that makes you have to have a token to see stuff.
Oh, okay.
Can you say no?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Okay, so that would be over here, Mount Hope. Now, there are other mountains in this region. So Mount Hope now is actually a volcano that is like infested with like fire giants and fire elementals and things like that. So you probably wouldn't have your monastery wouldn't have been up on Mount Hope now itself.
No, we're more in the foothills away. We're deeper into the valleys a little bit, but we're definitely not on the volcano itself.
Right. It would have been more like up in this area here, to the north east of that, and then so it would have been kind of on the outskirts of the Neverwinter Wood, to the north.
So you're.
I'm sorry. We're gonna repeat all that in character.
So I had wandered down off of the mountains there. Just I had grown restless. I needed to venture out. The monastery was a little restricting. That's really the main reason.
Okay, so you're from the north. That means that maybe I could check my notes here. And so you might know it as Ifrit's dandruff. Do you have any Ifrit's dandruff? No?
I just kind of smile.
No? Primordial pepper? Nitrocellulose? Trouble despair? Fire grain?
Kellen.
Trinonitron?
Kellen, it's no. It's a no. Jellen, it's a no.
It's a sand that explodes. Have you seen it?
Are you gonna ask everybody about the black powder then?
Of course.
Yes.
Boom dust?
I just kind of raised my eyebrow at this question, just wondering about this gnome asking me about exploding sand.
I think I can tell from your expression you might not know what I'm talking about. I would love to teach you that sometime, but first we have to find it.
I'm pretty sure we've all had that look on our faces there.
I'll find it one day.
And he keeps going.
So anyways, this lever does this and that.
So as you guys are kind of making your way back to Mendolynn with this monk in tow, you do end up back in the city, of course, and as you guys arrive, you guys are, Teo, you notice that these guys seem to be kind of beelining their way through this town as you're kind of looking around, having seen it for the first time. And they walk up to what seems to be like kind of one of the nicer homes in the area. And you hear them mention this person's name, Harbin Wester. And he seems to be some sort of a mayor or some sort of a town leader within this community. And as the group kind of walks up towards this house, you suddenly see Jellen march this crab-like apparatus forward and slam one of the claws into the front door of this home, blasting it off its hinges and into this person's home. From inside, you hear this, attack us!
I'm a dragon! Boo!
Dragon! You hear this loud screaming from inside the house.
Town Master Wester, calm down!
What?
It's me! It's Jellen!
Jellen Boomsparkle! What on earth are you doing?
I'm proving a point. Do you think locking yourself in the house is gonna help you against the dragon when I can knock it down with just this crab?
Guards! Arrest him!
There are no guards around.
We need guards!
We do need guards, but really, we need more inventions like this. Don't you see? We went to Nomengard, and I brought back this, and some wine. But really, this is what we're gonna use to help the town.
You're saying that this can help us against the dragon?
Eventually, yes!
You owe me a door.
That's not a problem to fix. I'm very good with tools.
Well, that was coming right out of any compensation you may have earned for going to Nomingar.
This will take mere coppers to fix. It was a clean break here. I can fix this no problem. I've got Smith's tools. I've got Tinker's tools. I know what I'm doing. I'm the best at this. But first off, we need the actual pay that you owe us. And I want you to see that we need you out in the town. You can't hide it here.
I will not be leaving it until this dragon situation is taken care of.
Oh, so I just need to go break down the Townmaster's hall with my crap then, since nobody's gonna be in there.
Do no such thing, Jellen Boomsparkle.
Are you gonna prove it was me if you're not there to do your job?
You have done enough damage.
Have I?
Not sure I like the look in your eye, Mr. Boomsparkle.
Okay.
This door will be 5 gold less than what
5 gold. You come on. This it's a simple hinge flange fix here. I can do. Look.
Jellen backs off the crab and immediately goes to fixing the door.
Okay. Does anybody else want to say anything?
Yes.
I've been like propping up the bigger chunks of the door and.
All right.
Yes, Alabaster just wants his portion of the reward, and I'll be on my way toward the inn.
Well, as I said, it will be 5 gold less than the 50 gold you were promised.
5 gold. Come on.
You could take the gold from the little fella. You give me my full share.
So I guess you don't want the help of my extreme wonderful mechanics and my robotics. I guess you don't even want, this flare gun that could warn the entire town of any dragon sightings or any attacks coming in.
And he fires off the wand of pyrotechnics that he modified into a flare gun.
Are you trying to set the whole town on fire?
It's not flammable. It's just a warning flare. Everybody knows. Now that's a good warning sign. We can teach people about it. We can get them to actually hide when there's real trouble. Not just constantly hiding and doing nothing.
How is this device supposed to help the town when nobody can even run it, but someone, well, to be frank, as short as you are, sir?
This crab, I'm going to reverse engineer it to build more things in our emporium. I've told you so many things about our emporium. By the way, we need that seal. We need that.
So when you're done with your schematics, then you'll be giving them over to the town for use and to be able to duplicate this process.
It's not just gonna be this crab. The process used to make this crab. I'm going to be able to build more, way more, a lot of different things to help in several different ways. Have you ever considered a printing press? We could make books. Not just a whole bunch of scrolls, not one book per 3 months.
Jellen Boomsparkle, we need something that can defeat a dragon. If you can promise me one of these crab-like devices that you bursted through my door with on a scale that perhaps our militia can handle and make use of, then maybe that is something useful. Are you going to leave this device with us?
I can't leave it with here, else I can't build more with it. I have to reverse engineer it. I need more. I need the investment from you.
Well, what else have you gotten that could be helpful then? Because this clearly is not going to help us right now.
This is a small snowball. This is a small little mote of snowflake that rolls down the hill, and then it gets bigger and bigger until Mendolynn is the most technologically advanced town in the world!
As I said, I will need schematics of a larger size that we can duplicate and replicate on our own.
Can you read this?
And he pulls out a note that's his insane chicken scratch.
I'm sure some sort of...
You don't need schematics. You need the Boomsparkles. And the Boomsparkles Adventuring Company!
And he gestures to everybody else. With their hands and on their faces and shaking their heads.
Alabaster looks behind him like, who?
If they're not part of the party, they don't get paid, right?
Yo brother is making me lose some money. You
Have faith in what we're doing here. Hiding is not going to do anything. Investing in us is going to.
Okay, can we get paid and you fight with the tiny murder machine later?
Well, I still need to know what it is that you're handing over for said payment. You went to the Gnomon God to get something to help.
Here.
And he hands him the wand of pyrotechnics flare gun.
Didn't we get a bunch
What
of
am I
supplies
supposed
too?
to do with this? Is there anything else?
When you see trouble, you or a guard fire it off, and that will warn everybody.
Didn't you get some pole lock thing you're supposed to give him too?
That's not really gonna help with this situation, unless you really like poles.
And then he takes out the collapsible pole and flicks it out to 10 feet. Brings it back in, flicks it out.
There was one other item you guys got.
The wine and the crab?
There was a hat that a certain wizard seemed to grow very fond of.
There was no hat.
There was no
Almost
hat.
immediately. Are you wearing this fancy new hat
There
that
was
you
no
got?
hat.
You know, my
Is the hat keeping me from getting paid?
No hat. Don't know what you're talking about. Nope, no hat. We're talking about.
Because if the
Okay,
hat is
this is keeping me from drinking, and it's keeping Alabaster from getting paid. And come on, we already had to track all
You
the
can't
way
even
for you
use
guys
that.
to have a family freaking reunion.
She's right. Money,
Also,
please.
what does mean? So,
well, perhaps this some sort of a warning would be helpful. I don't know this could really do against a dragon, but if you could promise schematics of a full-size apparatus or whatever this is that could help the town that we will have control of, then I could accept this device for now.
Jellen, come here. Jellen, come here.
One moment.
And
Oi,
Jellen
this is exactly what I was talking about, oi.
We're gonna retreat out of hearing distance of the what is he, the town mayor or whatever?
You hear Mr.
Town master. There.
He is the town master, and you hear him immediately, like, picking up pieces of the door, and he's just complaining loudly about the mess. and
He
what it's
didn't
gonna
shatter
do.
the door completely.
Yeah.
He broke it off its hinges.
Roll
He
strength.
didn't-
But yeah, I take.
Okay.
Alabaster's
Jellen
hand is
outside
still
real
out,
quick.
like coins now.
Yeah, no. Take Jellen outside real quick. Jellen, look.
Yes,
You
yes.
can't read the chicken scratch or whatever that is you're writing. I know it makes sense to you. I can't read it either. Honestly, I thought it was a secret code you came up with. Anyways, if he wants schematics, just give him schematics. I mean, but, maybe add a little flaw here and there. Or, a destructo button.
It's not just about a big weapon. It's about building an entire, innovating completely, shifting the paradigm of how Mendolynn operates. We should have engines. We should have.
Jellen, I understand you want to do this pursuit. That's great. We sort of need to make some leeway here, because if we don't get our Emporium, you can't turn Mendolynn into what you want to turn it into. So promise some schematics, and then, like every human bureaucracy I've ever seen, we string him along over and
I'm
over.
saying this loud enough for the rest of the party to
No,
overhear.
that's
Just the
just
two
me and
brothers.
Jellen. Just me and Jellen.
Twin speed.
That's why I said boy. But yeah, I was like, we give him schematics. It is maybe there's a flaw or two. But the point is we string him along so that we can all end up with the glorious dream of turning Mendolynn into a great place. But if we don't, we're not going to get our Emporium. No one gets paid because you've seen how this guy is.
I don't want to build our business relationship on a foundation of lies. Though
It's not a foundation of lies. It's not a foundation of lies.
He wants me to
Okay,
build him a
you're
giant
giving-
robot crab to fight a dragon. That sounds amazing,
Yeah, just-
but it's also not feasible in the time frame that we that we have.
Exactly. That's the point. We're just giving him schematics. You don't have to make them completely accurate. Humans, not that great with the whole tinkering thing. They can get there, given time. Not that great. Just give him something to work with. We can give him piece by piece,
And
while we can control it.
I don't know if I could actually just lie about
come on,
technology
man.
in that way. If you want to try to sell us, you can. I mean, maybe Alabaster, he's very charismatic. Maybe he could help us with this idea of yours. I don't think I'd be able to lie about my calling.
Alabaster, get over here.
Alabaster will reluctantly join the twins.
All right, Alabaster. You want your money, right?
Yes, very much.
Clear this guy as being a dickhole and not letting us get away, even though we brought something that's helpful. He needs schematics. My brother here has, even though we've apparently seen a darker side to him recently, can't lie so well about his own passions.
Science is
Could
pure!
you possibly... Shut up, Jellen. This is not the time. We need you to smooth talk the mayor. So, tell him something like we'll give him piece by piece as we oversee everything or something like that, so that we can all get paid, we can get our emporium, and we can get on with our lives. Is this staying forever? For no good fucking reason.
That sounds very hard and not worth my time. So, what do you want? You want some piece of paper? Jellen, what paper does he want?
He wants instructions so that he can control one of these kind of crabs.
I got that. Do you have this paper that he wants?
I would have to develop it over a long course of time.
So you don't have it right now?
No, it doesn't exist yet. I'd have to reverse engineer this and figure everything out.
Alright, let me handle this. And I'm just going to turn to the town master and be like, you'll get your schematics soon. As soon as he's done written, you got my word.
Alright, so you're just going to let the humans have a death machine then?
We have magic
It's
in this
not a
world,
death machine.
dragons in this world. I don't see why we can't have a big metal crab.
See?
Once again,
He makes perfect
not a
sense.
death machine. Not a death machine.
Yeah, they...
The little fella
Humans.
thinks I'm on his side, but I was willing to steal the paper just right now if he showed it to me.
I mean, look at necromancy. Look at all the terrible things that humans get up to. You think they're not going to take this and turn it on its head, huh?
At least we'd have ways to fight back against those things.
I mean, he keeps blaming humans, but I did just see him help decapitate a man.
I don't
And
blame
he's this
humans.
gnome.
I don't
you
You
don't
realize that's Dell saying that, not Jellen, right?
Well, no, he didn't want to get the schematics away too, right? To humans?
He doesn't have the schematics.
That seems to be Dell's issue with the
Dell's
situation.
But it was
is-
also his family's issue.
It was his family's issue. Jellen doesn't harbor the rest of his family's racism.
His mother was the one that was saying that she didn't want this technology to get into human hands.
And
Dell agreed.
Jellen's trying to hold up to that standard because he doesn't want to lie. Also, it's a ridiculous, it'd be an insane, momentous task to build a fleet of crabs to fight a dragon. He's being logical.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just going to pull the town master aside, away from everybody else, and just whisper in his ear, pay me my goddamn money, or I'll slit your throat.
What? What? I could have you thrown in prison for that. You dare threaten the town master?
I did a job for you. I fulfilled the contract. I'm getting paid.
You kind of let me roll this real quick.
I mean, unless you want everyone to know you neglect on your deals.
He just kind of stops and he's like, I don't ever go back on any deal that I've authorized.
Well, that's
And
good.
He kind of looks at you and he goes across the room and you see him kind of go behind this potted plant and he says, "Avert your eyes, sir. Break into my home."
I have not broken anything. Your door was wide open.
Jellen's fixing the door. I don't know if you want me to roll a check to see if he can fix this right now.
Go ahead and roll that check.
I am going to use... either Smith's tools or Tanker's tools.
If you nat won this, I'm going to laugh.
Tinker's tools sounds good. Do you avert your gaze from Mr. Weston?
Oh yeah, sure. No, one of my eyes are still there.
Okay.
If you want me to roll deception, I will.
Roll deception and perception.
Don't have a token on the screen. Hold on.
Oh, sorry. Deception, not good.
No, that was me rolling to fix the door.
Okay. That's so small.
I'm just leaning on my spear off to the side this entire time, just watching everything, trying to really assess as to who the good guys and bad guys are throughout this entire situation.
Okay.
I have no idea why it rolled twice, but the first one was an 18.
You guys have tokens at the top of the map. Okay.
And there's my perception.
Oh,
And why is it rolling twice?
So is that 18 and an 11?
Yeah.
Okay. Deception is definitely good. You see with that 11, however, you see him kind of mess around behind the plant. It seems like he kind of like, you hear like a little slide of something, and he seems to like some kind of a little thump. And then after a moment, you hear a ching-ching of like clattering coins in a bag. And as he kind of straightens up, he turns around, kind of looks at you, and then he turns around with this sack in his hand. And as he's walking towards you, he kind of he opens up the drawstring a little bit, and he pulls out 5 gold coins. And as he cinches it back, he just kind of tosses it across the room to you.
All right, I'm okay with that because I'm just going to take it out of Kellen's pay.
Kellen's pay or Jellen's pay?
Jellen has no pay.
Right.
I'm pretty sure he said we could split that. So
Yeah.
So
Kellen
his brother is paying for his brother's decisions.
Ouch. How does Kellen feel about that?
Oh, he don't know.
I got that money.
All right. So as Alabaster kind of, you take the coin purse, and I assume you kind of just turn around and walk out, or what do you do at that point?
Oh yeah, I'll just walk out.
Okay.
I got what I wanted.
Jellen, you are doing some work on that door. That 9 is not the greatest. So you're kind of having trouble actually getting the door in place. It's a bit heavy for you.
I really fucked this thing up.
Yes, you did, Boomsparkles. How do you ever wish to get your emporium finished that way? And I've been thinking about this. I never authorized this paper, this document. I believe I told you that before, and I'd like to see it again.
Yes.
I thought I left it with him.
Did you leave it with them?
No, we took it back.
We took it? Okay.
I thought you had taken it back.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we took it.
Okay.
I pull it back out.
Ah,
I got it, Jellen. I got it. Yeah. I'll pull out the note we
finish the
got.
door. See if I can-
And you see him kind of looking through it and says, just as I suspected. This is not my handwriting. Well,
That's what I thought.
it's very close to my handwriting. It's like somebody tried to copy perhaps something I've written before. And I see my seal is on here. This is clearly a forgery.
Well, we'll do that. But anyways, we've been petitioning you for like 2 years now.
Years.
Yes, well, somebody's obviously has snuck into the hall, the townmaster's hall, and created this forgery. How did you even get it?
Wait, so you mean like if you were doing your job instead of like hiding in your house, you could have prevented this?
Jellen is jumping up and down behind her going, and then he goes back open the door.
Tight man.
I such accusations. If So nobody should be sneaking into the townmaster's hall and stealing my affairs, my effects in there.
I mean,
I've wandered in at this point, and I say, it sounds as if you are in the wrong here, Townmaster.
Who are you?
He's our friend. We like him.
No, I'm too.
He's a good guy.
Well, I have nothing to say to some newcomer. Clearly, this must be figured out.
Not very welcoming of a townmaster, I'm just saying.
It's like he doesn't want people to be here or like help him or anything.
Or to help him fight dragons. You know he's a monk, right?
Who wants to like save the town where the townmaster's a jerk to you when you're just trying to help?
Such a jerk.
You
Most
just
people
burst
are
through my
really-
door. You see my door in pieces over here, and you expect me to just be welcoming and polite.
I'm working on it.
No, Jellen was a total jerk, but like the rest of us haven't been that bad, and you've been super rude.
I have not.
You would barely open the door, break it down.
I am just securing my premises. There's a dragon about, haven't you heard? If you wish to take your own lives in your hands and wander these places, surprised you haven't seen it already.
How would you even know that there's still like a dragon around, considering you don't leave your house? Like it could have already been killed, and like you wouldn't even know.
And I don't believe a dragon would use your front door anyway.
See, that's also a good point. I really like him. He's useful.
I'm standing a little too close to the town master, like inside his bubble.
Excuse me, sir. What is it that you all want from me? Don't you have somewhere to be besides here? You've gotten your money.
Okay, I'll come back tomorrow and fix the rest of your door.
So he's got like a half door, like a
You,
barn.
you
like
can't
Forsyth.
leave it like that. You can't just leave it.
You wanted me to leave? I'm gonna leave that way.
He takes the barrel crab and starts going away in the barrel crab.
Boomsparkle!
After everyone else goes, Lanariel just pick up the other half of the door and precariously set it on top. So it's like, it's technically a whole door until it gets touched.
I can't leave like this.
You're not leaving anyways. And then she goes.
You haven't heard the last of this as you kind of walk away. Everybody, I assume, heading kind of towards the inn at this point for something to eat and drink. Okay. So as you guys are passing by, you do notice that the message board is still there. Obviously, the notice for Nomengard has been taken down. You do see the notices for Umbridge Hill as well as the Dwarven excavation.
I think we grabbed all of them, or at least one.
Did you?
Or at least one of all of them. I don't completely remember.
Okay. So obviously, with Harbin in seclusion in his home, you haven't seen the message board refilled at this point. So it is still empty. You guys would have possession of those other two notices. So obviously, nobody else can kind of go take those missions away from you. So as
We get each. Sorry.
how much gold did you guys get?
Because the only gold that was mentioned being given was 5 gold to Alabaster.
There was 45 gold in that bag because he had 25 gold up.
Okay, that makes more sense. Sorry, go ahead. Back to what you were doing. Sorry for derailing. Can't hear you, Mitch.
Sorry about that. I was saying I'm already at the end, so the gold's with me.
Okay. So, as you guys do kind of enter into the Stonehill Inn, you can hear that it is definitely pretty busy. It's kind of in the evening time. You see Tobias kind of behind the bar, just kind of hanging out, serving drinks and whatever. Obviously, you see the ladies are kind of busily running around, serving food, serving drinks. His two daughters, Raznia and Bella. And then, of course, you occasionally hear a loud kind of a voice coming from the kitchen area, that of Chef Snoot. And of course, you did pass by the bouncer of the inn, a large half-orc named Bucklug. And as you're kind of passing by Lanariel, you see him kind of give you a little smile and a nod as you walk by, having remembered your previous encounter.
I just like wave at him all happily and chase after Alabaster since I know he has all the money.
Okay.
Yes. And Alabaster sitting at a table big enough for all of us, and there's just mugs upside down next to all the seats.
Okay. So
Jellen walks his barrel crab like right up to the front, like right next to where some horses are parked, and he gets out, he drops the barrel of wine that he's been carrying his entire time down, and he goes boop, boop, and he locks the barrel crab, and then he rolls the barrel of wine on its side, and he's rolling the barrel of gnomish wine into the bar.
Okay.
Into the inn.
Okay. As it comes rolling in, as you roll up to Bugmug, he kind of gives you the raised eyebrows. Says, "And what will you be doing here, sir?"
I brought some gnomish wine for everybody.
And you hear a very cultured voice come out of this large half-orc, not the voice you would at all expect.
I mean, I know Buglug though, right? I've seen him around.
You do, and you've known him for quite some time, and you are familiar with him.
Buglug, my good man, I've brought wine from Nomengard.
Oh, some of that delightful gnomish wine.
Yes, sir.
Oh, indeed. And you see him like kind of look over at Tobias, and he kind of points down at you, and you see Tobias kind of look over and notes that the cask that you've rolled through the front door. He just kind of gives a little smile and nods in your direction. Says, feel free to roll it to the kitchen then, sir.
Excellent.
He does so, and as he approaches Chef Snoot, or whoever would be helping him with the wine, he asks that the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first 5 glasses of it be for his party. 6? Okay, 6. I'll make one for Tejo as well.
Okay, as you come rolling it in, I would say it would actually probably, there's like a little a staging area that's not behind the bar, but it's kind of adjacent to the bar. You can see that there are some kegs of various natures set up over there. As you approach, you see Tobias kind of walks over, and you see he's already got the bung in hand, so he can plunger the bung hole. That's what it's called. I'm not lying. Hey, man.
Forever a 10-year-old boy.
I can be 14 and tell true things at the same time.
Be an adult and keep playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, this fantasy world doesn't laugh at bunghole.
Yes.
Do I have to be an adult?
No. So he, as you come over, he says, "Oh, pleased to see some of this back in the place then.
That all right?
Let me help you with that." And he kind of grabs it and sets it up on a spot, kind of takes an empty barrel that had been there, sets it up in the place, and he's just kind of plunge the bung in there and kind of tightens it into place, and grabs a mug off of it, kind of pulls a little bit out, kind of sloshes it around the cup and takes a little swig off of it. Oh. And he kind of hands it over to you to have a little taste.
Of course, this is gnomish wine. They age this for centuries because gnomes live longer. Yeah.
He kind of raises an eyebrow at you, and then grabs some more mugs, sets a tray up on the counter, and as he's filling them up, just almost as he's setting the last mug on the counter, you see Raznia come over and just expertly swoop the tray off of the counter and has it over to the table before you can even blink. And as she's setting the cups down in front of you, she says, "Well, it's so delightful to see you all back then. Welcome back to the Stonehill Inn. Can I get you any food today?" Well, don't all speak at once.
I'm at the table. I'm not at the counter.
No, she came back to the table and brought you guys mugs at the table.
Oh, okay. Oh, I put down the mugs at the table so that when they get there, they can lift their mugs up.
Well, this is new gnomish wine, so...
Yes, but you want to lift your mug up.
Oh. Well, hold on. Let's order food first. So, yes, we would like food.
You see Dale grab his upside-down mug, and he pulls it up and off the table.
All right, then he finds 10 gold coins sitting underneath his mug.
Oh. Well. That's a nice surprise. Kenny grabs that. You see him actually, he grabs 2 coins, and he sets those in front of him, and he takes the other 8, and he sets them in the middle of the table. I'll not be needing that.
Hey, good evening.
I reach out and just smack Alabaster's hand.
It's great that you did that as I pull up my own cup.
And under your cup, you find 5 gold pieces.
The hell is this?
I have already stated the case.
Stated what case?
You're paying for your brother's mistakes.
I don't pay for my brother's mistakes.
Why should we pay for your brother's mistake?
You get your fair share, I get my fair share. You didn't pay for his mistakes. What the fuck are you talking about?
He wasn't taking a share?
Yeah. So his share is 10 and my share is 10. I get 10. You take from his share, not mine.
So we lose money.
How are you losing money? You're gaining money because you get a share from him.
Well, his share was 10. And then
Exactly.
he lost 5. So...
How did he lose 5?
Well, it starts from the fact that he wasn't taking a share. So he wasn't even in the count to begin with.
That means I should get 10 gold coins.
No, because then it's me and Alabaster paying for your brother.
Kellen, let it go.
I'm gonna let it go.
It's only 5 gold. Think about the investment we're making in these amazing adventurers. We have a real team here with these guys. It's just 5 gold. Let it go. We're gonna make so much more. Do you not have faith in your own magic?
Jellen,
Is that what you're saying? You don't think you'll make it back with your great magic?
Jellen, magic is not inexpensive. I was broke before we left, where it took gold to get what I needed for my magic.
So if Jellen wasn't taking a share, that would leave 50 gold divided by 4, which would be like 12 gold pieces each, plus
Yeah.
a little extra.
Well, I think Alabaster may have tried to divvy up Jellen's share between just him and Lanariel.
Well, that's what the deal was, is that Alabaster and I were splitting
I think the
Jellen's
deal
share.
was made before we even met Dell, so
Oh, okay.
they would be getting the 15 and Jellen would be getting 0.
And I had to be getting 10.
Yeah, but now we're only getting 45.
Why are we only getting
Jellen.
45?
Because we lost 5 of that 50.
Harbin Wester took 5 gold pieces out before he tossed the bag over because Jellen punched in his door with the barrel prime.
That's great. Doesn't mean I get less.
Your brother.
I don't give a shit.
You are your brother's keeper.
I am not my brother's keeper.
Just take it out of my 5. Just take it out of my pot. I didn't even take all of mine.
I'm okay with that.
Works for me.
Aye.
Dale, you're a better man than I.
Could we get a few chickens over here?
And I brought
Well,
more the
assholes.
wine.
All right. This is the whole time Resny has just been kind of patiently standing there listening to this argument.
Me too. I've grabbed a glass of 1 mug of wine, and I've just been sitting there, just kind of back and forth, like staring at everyone who's talking.
Like, what the fuck have I gotten myself into?
Just to make this clear, if we're gonna party forward together, I am not my brother's keeper. If he loses money, you take it from him, not from me.
He's
If this
the
ever
older-
happens again, I'm gonna pull some shit up.
It's fine.
And I don't need.
Don't worry
I don't
about
need.
it.
So, did I overhear right that you are all trying to find this white dragon that's been roaming?
Nope, we're not
the
trying to
area?
find.
No.
We're trying to
I
find
didn't-
ways to help Fandolin.
Yeah, we kind of apparently want this town to survive, and I'm not sure why, because the main,
town guy that we were just talking to doesn't seem to really care enough if the town survives to even do his own job.
It's our home. It's our home.
Well, maybe that is why we need to help then, is if he is not doing his job, then someone else should.
Apparently someone's taken upon themselves to go into the town master's hall and do a little bit of forgery, eh?
Yeah, who was that?
Alabaster.
Don't all be looking at me, because it wasn't me. And I'm also going to give Raznia a gold coin for her troubles.
Okay. She takes your orders and whatnot, and then kind of makes her way off. Back to the kitchen.
I'm going to finally lift my upside-down mug and take what I assume is 10 gold.
15.
It is.
15?
15 gold. Because Mitch and Gigi are splitting Dread's share. So
Unless
Mitch and
Alabaster
Gigi
pulled some shenanigans and kept some extra gold for himself.
So you guys should be splitting
Alabaster
that.
does not do shenanigans with money.
So Alabaster and Lanariel should have 15 gold each.
Apparently you do shenanigans with money. And
Let it go, Kellen. Let it go.
Hey, you gotta let it go.
You should thank Dale, because I would not have backed down.
I would have got my money one way or another.
So, we did a great job, guys. We should really find out who tried to forge that note. But I really like the team coordination we showed.
What?
Did you already add the 15 into my inventory?
No.
Oh, okay.
You probably had starting gold.
And you notice when Teo, go ahead and roll a perception check. You should be able to click your token, and it'll pop that bar up.
Well, there is no tokens.
Yeah, they're up
They're
here.
at the very top.
Upper left.
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
It's true.
Why would you want to be a monkey's uncle?
I would like to meet your niece and or nephew if they're monkeys.
That'd be fun. I actually, when I was in India, I had a guy. There's like a dude that has the monkey and the little outfit with the freaking fez and everything. This monkey literally ran over and jumped into my lap, and it looked up at me and it was like ticka 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 and just chittered at me, and I was just like, "Oh, you're a little monkey in my lap," and it was really cool. And
then it stole your wallet.
No, I gave him a coin. I just gave him a little coin, and he ran. I saw him run over across the street, and he jumped in this dude's lap, and he handed him the coin. And I was like, "That is the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen."
Yeah, rolled real good.
Okay, so I would say with that, you did notice that when you asked the question about the dragon, if this party was looking for this dragon, you noticed that Dell was the only one that didn't respond to the question. So, as you guys are kind of sitting there, eventually, as Raznia goes into the kitchen or whatever, you just kind of hear this muffled, "Why is there so many goddamn chickens?" And then after a while, you finally get this food to come back out, and you see this elegant meal, very well cooked meal spread out before you. And as you guys kind of dig in and get into this feasting, let's go ahead and take a quick 5-minute break, grab sodas and drinks and potty breaks, any of that kind of stuff. So, you guys are having a nice little meal here. And after a while, Dale kind of throws down the whatever piece of carcass of this chicken that he's been grubbing on, and kind of pushes his plate away, takes a long drink off of his ale, sets that back down, says, "Well then, where should we be going off to then next?"
Well, I mean, like Jellen said, honestly, having someone give us a fake stamp saying we got our Emporium, I don't know about Jellen, but has pissed me off quite a bit because I was really hoping We've been 2 years. 2 years we've been after this. For the hope to be put in front of us and then just taken away cruelly is not okay. I would love to investigate why the fuck someone did this to us.
Yeah, I think we should go see the dwarves.
I do have some dwarf friends in town. If they're in danger, I would be willing to help them.
I also think if we want this, like, town master guy to actually, not be a dick, we should probably, bring him back something he actually wants.
Who would want a flare gun? That's perfect. It's so elegant.
I don't think that's quite what he was looking for, right?
Apparently not. He wants, weapons of mass destruction, apparently, so he can blast a dragon into the great beyond or something.
Which, like, those crabs aren't even gonna do. They're just gonna, like, get hit a couple times and then explode. No offense, Jellen, but, like...
None taken, you make very good points. If I could fix it with some more weaponry, that's why I'm constantly asking for things like what I asked for, you know what I mean?
That black powder again, then I.
Wait, hold up, but Teo, you're new, and we don't know you that well. What are we gonna do with Teo, though?
Wanna come with us?
If you're all if your goal is to help this town in whatever way, shape, or form, I would love to join along. I've become quite attached to this town, and quite honestly, this little one's mechanical artifacts really intrigue me, and I really do want to hear more of this. So,
you gotta come back.
All right, with your party.
You gotta see our place, man. I got so much cool things.
Do you have one of those devices that spins down off of string and it can get sucked back up to your hand with motion?
A yo-yo?
I pushed it.
Push the talk, man.
I saw a traveling salesman with one once. It was absolutely incredible.
I'm sure I could whip one of those up, no problem. It's really simple, very simple.
Did that traveling salesman also have a hair tonic?
Oh, maybe that's how
He
like,
might
he
have,
actually
didn't
lost his hair, and now he just pretends it was the mouse. I mean, no, that would be ridiculous.
No, the hair tonic makes me think that you guys are just charlatans.
Wait, so who has hair tonic?
Okay, we don't actually have the hair tonic. We're saying we might be able to help you by figuring it out.
I mean, if it was like a monk thing, like shouldn't like your monastery or whatever, shouldn't it just grow back?
Isn't it like part of your traditions to keep it short then, right?
Yeah. I mean, I have a small straight razor with me, but it's just a little shaving razor.
I mean, if you're out traveling away from the monastery, then you don't really have to shave your head, right?
It's more of a choice.
And you like this choice? Because, I mean, you just asked about the hair tonic, so I'm just wondering.
I don't recall ever really having long hair, and the one time I did grow it out, it felt really weird. I wasn't a big fan of the motion, so yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with it.
I kind of like the streamlined look you got there.
Aerodynamic.
Yeah. You got a nice head for it, mate.
It allows for fun wig options too.
Do you always?
Oh, I love it.
Jellen, just because he's aerodynamic does not mean your barrel crab can throw him. Just saying.
Oh my god.
So what are we gonna do about this?
That idea.
What are we gonna do about this town master then, Oi?
We're gonna go talk to the dwarves and get them. What are we supposed to do with the dwarves? Make them help us, or like go to like their dig site and like convince them to come here? I don't remember. Something.
We're supposed to warn them. We're supposed to warn them.
We are.
Oh. Well, me the player remembers. Lanariel the character does absolutely not care.
Now, Dwarf hold may have treasures and relics that we might be able to use and or bring back to help Mendolynn, maybe convince the Harbin Wester to actually come out of his house and start doing his job again. Maybe give us our seal so we can actually start, officially working our business.
Well, what about before we go to the dwarves? Why don't we go grab God, what's her name? We've had such a journey.
Again, she's like one person, and this is like a whole bunch of people.
But I know she's one person. The point is she's close by. It's like easy money. I thought that was your guys' thing.
Would Alabaster know if this dwarven place is where my previous contract with Silas? Would he be there?
Alabaster, Jellen, and Kellen. Well, Alabaster, go ahead and roll a history check. Jellen and Kellen, actually, I would say that you would know that the location of Umbridge Hill is going to be just a little bit off the trail from going to Dwarfhold. Basically, you would just have to skirt around a hill or two in order to get to Umbridge Hill, basically on the way to Dwarfhold.
Oh yeah, Dwarfhold is that railroad that goes right into there, right?
just over there, just around that corner. So if you guys want to do Dwarfhold and then Umbridge Hill on the way back, you can do that, or you could go there first on the way to Dwarfhold. However you guys want to do that is totally up to you.
I feel like if we need to bring what's her name back, we should do it on the way back.
That's a very good point. We could go ahead and warn the dwarves at Dwarfhold, maybe pick up some things to bring back here, and then loop back around to get a direct Quinn.
Oh, it's kind of cute. It's almost like your little boyfriend,
Yeah, Jellen, you seem to turn on me really quickly when you met a pretty face.
I'm just trying to keep us all together.
All of a sudden, she has the best ideas, and your old brother over here. Nope, just fucking forget Kellen.
No, this is about.
He sees a pretty face, and all you can do is just want to jump on board with everything she's saying.
Okay, so I really love all of you are calling me pretty right now. I'm super here for that, but be nice to the poor little thing. You're obviously making him freak out. He's gonna have a seizure or something.
Do you really want to anger Dylan?
Just for Dan's information, Jellen has a flaw in his character that he can't talk to girls. He gets super intimidated by girls, and anytime he gets any kind of female attention, he just freaks out. So
he's only just recently been able to even speak directly to Lanariel.
And over time, he gets accustomed to it. When things like this happen, he freaks out. But particularly new and bigger women, the bigger the better for him.
Dell definitely thinks it's fun to push that button a little bit.
If there's a Loxodon on his campaign, he's done.
Just calling it right now, Jellen's gonna turn on us and marry the dragon.
Apparently.
There's going to be the Queen of the Ice Giants is a girl right up your alley. Let's say that.
I bet she's real cool. Oh, but we have a
bum bum ba-dum.
I'm here all week, people.
But we have. All I'm saying is we have a very good team composition here. We have all of our aspects covered here. It has nothing to do with the fact that our voice sounds like music. It's about the efficiency of what we're doing here.
This should be a good time then. So we're gonna go off to warn these dwarves about the dragon.
Yep, apparently it seems that way.
Yes, that's what I would suggest doing. Plus, they have help.
Question though, if all we have to do is warn them, do we really have to, or can we just tell the town master we did?
Hey! We're not gonna renege on quests and things of that sort. We have integrity.
They might be in real danger out there.
They should be warned.
You guys are not fun.
No, I say they should be warned. These are friends of mine, perhaps.
Whatever, fine.
I mean, how would you feel if we didn't go warn them and all of a sudden you hear news that, an entire dwarven excavation team was killed by dragons?
Sounds like they should have been paying attention.
But we were there to warn them. We had the chance to help out.
Again, I'll say they have ale with them. That's usually all I need.
Really? That's what sways you? They have ale. All right, let's go.
Dwarven ale's like really good.
The bare necessities, Kellen. The bare necessities.
So,
My brain hurts.
you would know that there are some prospectors that own, some land, obviously, in the hills in that area. You did hear that they seem to have found evidence of an ancient dwarven settlement that was buried by an avalanche at some time. You know that they have spent the past several months clearing the rubble in the area and kind of, scouring through what they can find of this ruin. But you haven't really heard too much other than that. You just know that these dwarves are kind of at this location. You know it's about 15 miles or so southwest of Mendolynn. That's about it.
Before we head off, I don't know if you guys are trying to head off immediately, or if you want to take a little break. I need to head back to the Emporium to begin deconstruction of the barrel crab. I also need to stop by the Miners Exchange and have a discussion about some things.
Wait,
Are you going to ask him about that black powder then, are you?
Well, of course.
If that's the only reason, then perhaps we could skip it.
No, it's not just the black powder though. It's going to come up, but I learned.
We should probably take off tomorrow. I mean,
Yeah,
we just had a long journey.
What time is it?
I would say it's probably in the evening. So yeah, little dinner, a couple drinks. If there's anything you wanted to do this evening before heading out in the morning, it'd be a good time for that.
Yes. Jellen, you got till morning. Get your shit together.
Understood.
Takes a huge drink of water of the wine. Just downs the entire mug.
Excuse me, Lanariel. If you would kindly join me in the Emporium, I will show you. I need of your assistance, and I would like to pay you for the help you provided to us.
Okay, like if you need my help, that's chill. You don't need to like pay me or whatever. But like, are your ceilings gonna be like tall enough?
Hey, we
Like, I
took
don't
into
have, like,
account
in my head.
we took into account the fact that we would have taller customers. They are normal size.
Oh, okay. See, even you acknowledge that you're small because you just called those ceilings normal size.
Of course we're small.
I'm drunk.
I mean, she kind of got a point there.
I've been drinking. That's the only reason why this happened.
Yeah, because you get like really honest when you drink. So you know you're tiny. It's cool.
Burn! Wait, I'm small.
Hello. I am not tiny. I'm a normal size for a gnome.
I don't
So
think
tiny.
we really have time to be taking apart this whole machine right now, do we?
Oh, I'm just
I
gonna
kinda
take it to
agree.
take it down to some very central so nobody can just lift it up and take it out. I just want to make sure it's safe and secure, so it can't be stolen and used.
Can you just like turn it into a barrel? Because nobody's gonna steal a stupid giant barrel.
Can I turn into a barrel?
I don't know.
I mean,
Is it a transformer?
I would say, I mean, you can disassemble it enough that it would be unusable in its current form, and to the point where anyone without some kind of Tinker Gnome experience, would have a really hard time trying to make it do anything.
The transformation is a very good idea, but it would be the one new, clear, somewhat clean thing in our emporium. So I'm gonna play completely safe, take it apart, scatter the pieces around in different spots, and that'll do.
Yeah. Plus, though, it's the evening time. We shouldn't be taking off right now, anyways. There's still bandits, and then there's the threat of orcs and things of that sort. So
Yeah, shouldn't we like take it with us?
I mean, no. I mean, not really, honestly.
Jellen, the clock is ticking.
Okay.
Yeah, if we're gonna, let's go do this
Yeah.
now. 'Cause I need at least 7 hours, or I am not gonna be cheerful tomorrow morning.
If you would kindly follow me.
And Jellen hops off his chair and runs over to the outside to the. He runs over to the inn door and he holds it open for Lanariel.
Then slams it on his brother.
I'm not following. He needs
Yeah.
to live on his own time.
Dill just looks over at Kellen and he's just like, well, this is going to be fun over the next time.
Teo, if you would like to join us, I'd love to discuss some of the machinery with you.
I leap up immediately. Like, I'm super excited about this, and I go running out the open door that you're holding open for Lanariel.
All right, let's go.
And he jumps back into the crab and heads back to the Emporium, which I believe is here. Yeah.
Hey, how much is a room to rent at the inn?
Asking the important questions.
Well, if you want something modest, it'd be they have some nice rooms for about 5 silver pieces, or you could get something a little nicer for about 8, or you could get one of the luxury rooms for a couple gold pieces.
I will just have the medium one, but as I get up, I'm gonna palm those 3 gold coins on the table that are left over from the 5 that give Dill, and go give those to the innkeeper to hold my room for as long as I'm in town. That should pay for a long time.
As you set the coins down, you see him kind of look at him for a second, and he grabs them and he slides them back across the counter at you. And he just kind of gives you a long look. What be the fate of Garen then? What'd you find out about them bandits?
Poor little Garen went to heaven.
Well, I know he died here in Mihr. Did you find out about his attacks?
Whoops, my bad. Oh, it was some bandits. You know, he just was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And what happened to them?
Well, they met the same fate.
Explain yourself.
They did.
Ugh.
I would not go into details that we killed them all and then Jellen went psycho on the thing.
Okay. Well, that's all I needed to know then.
I was about to say, it's good to joke about it, but I ain't gonna ruin his character in town.
I told you, lot, that if you took care of them bandits, you could have a room on the house.
Oh, okay. I must have forgot that. Must have slipped my mind. Then I'll ask for the key and I'm gonna head upstairs, downstairs, where the bedrooms are at.
They are going to be upstairs. You know that it's a 2-story inn. It's going to have 6 rooms upstairs. He actually slides a key over and says, let's bring it back when you have no more need of it. Right?
Well, will do, my good sir. And then I'm gonna turn to the
turning into Dell. God damn it.
Oh no. Then I'm gonna turn to the table where the rest of them are sitting. I'm just be like, I'm going to bed. I'd advise not waking me, just let me wake in the morning. And then I head up. I've been known to throw daggers at the door.
With that, you see Dell also kind of gets up and he is going to also grab a key from Tobias and he makes his way upstairs. meeting Kellen. Are you just hanging out in the bar, or what are you gonna do?
I've finished my drink and then I'm heading out towards out of the inn. I'm gonna head over to the Shrine of Luck.
Over to where?
The Shrine of Luck?
Okay. Okay. Well, over there you would see that it's just kind of it used to be a shrine. It's more like a pile of stones that's kind of been taken from a local ruin.
It's okay. It's just more of the area than anything. I'm gonna kneel down and pray to
Probably Timora.
I'm a gnome, not a halfling. There's more than one god of luck.
Okay.
Does that count as a microaggression because Kellen's so short?
Gotcha. You would know that this shrine is dedicated to Timora, but since it is, a shrine of luck within itself, you might be able to have some kind of a...
Is saying microaggression against Kellen a microaggression because he's short?
Probably.
I will turn to a pyromage and burn you all.
It's a aggression inception.
Anyways, but no, I start off my prayer to Mendolynn, the god of invention and luck. Then also give credence to Timora.
Okay.
But basically going through a prayer of, want to well-wishing for the group and everything, and I know that we've had some interesting interactions, but they seem like generally okay people. Just trying to get a blessing, I guess, almost, in general, for the further adventures we have to, because it's going to take a lot of work to get the town well off, almost.
Okay.
And I can use all the luck I can get with the group I'm working with.
Okay. You don't feel any kind of, effect, or, there's no glowing mystical thing that happens or anything like that. But you definitely feel more serene, with after, spending this time, for sure.
After that, I brush off my knees, whatever, and I head back towards the Emporium. But instead of going in, I go to the back,
okay.
And I try to see if I can get a connection with Sebastian.
Okay. Yeah. Almost immediately, as soon as you. Sorry, I'm eating, guys. Almost immediately, as soon as you kind of commune, you from the trees. After a moment, you see this form kind of glide out, and as soon as it gets within about 100 feet or so of you, you hear this voice in your mind as it kind of alights, near you on a poster, a card or whatever kind of is nearby you. It says, well then, good evening, sir. Did you have something in mind?
I'm just keeping you up to date. It seems that, first of all, this is my home, as I point and slap the building behind me. It's our Emporium.
He turns his head all the way to the side as he's looking, and then writes it again.
Yeah. So, of course, you're welcome anytime. But, and then I'm just going to relate to him everything we talked about in the tavern, so he's up to date. And then probably hang outside for a while to give Jellen, Teo, and Lanariel time to just hang out and do whatever the hell they're doing inside. And also to maybe mutter things about Alabaster, about shorting me gold.
Okay. So he just kind of listens to you as you're filling him in, and says, well then, it seems like warning these dwarves is probably the best course of action, as you have surmised. You wouldn't happen to have any more of those delightful little treats, Perhaps a few grubs or some centipedes.
Oh, yeah, I'll go ahead and cast infestation, like, 5 feet away from me. How about it, man?
Okay. You see him dives down instantly and just starts snapping up grubs and spiders and centipedes and all of these insects that just kind of start bursting out of the ground out of nowhere. Oh, delicious feast. Oh, thank you so much. Just kind of
mumble. I'll have a fat owl by the end of this.
Not able to fly. Jumps off the ground and he's just like trying to fly. Okay, so inside of this, Boomsparkle's
Emporium of Fantastic Inventions and Wondrous Magical Effects. Welcome.
Yes, that. It
so
is.
We're here now. We're in this scene.
It's true. So you are able to get this woman alone in your. No, I'm just kidding.
No, Teo's with us.
As you guys said,
I'm third wheeling it hard.
Okay.
yeah, Jellen probably wouldn't even be able to walk in there with her by himself. So as you guys do make it into the Emporium, you do see that there seems to be a lot of like unfinished projects, like all over the place. Kind of over in one section, in another section, and it almost looks like someone has taken a line and drawn it like haphazardly down the center of this place. And on one side of it, you can see like all sorts of, beakers and like magical effects and, little odds and, trinkets of magical nature. And on the other side is a lot more of a technological in nature, but also lots of unfinished projects and odds and ends. But it seems like these two brothers have almost literally divided this space between the two of them.
Don't worry about this side. This is the side that's important over here. That's, we'll get all that thrown outside at some point. So, here's what
It must help with organization, at least.
Yes.
So Jellen, over the course of shorter time than it would usually take him alone, he has Teo and Lanariel. Like, he deconstructs, he takes an arm off. Lanariel or Teo will remove that portion, and he has them stow it in different parts. He takes a very vital part of the crab, and he pockets it himself. It's like an integral like capacitor that won't work without this whole thing. Won't work without it.
Okay.
But just to be sure, he has the rest of it taken apart too, and placed ramshackle so people wouldn't really be able to discern. And he's explaining everything he's doing to Teo and Lanariel as he's doing it. And
Lanariel has completely tuned out as the second he starts talking, unless he's handing her something.
And as he finishes,
I am completely missing the point of how it works too. I keep wondering where you feed it and things like that, and how you keep it working, and I just really don't understand how this thing can operate.
Well, the traditional biological way it works, we take food and we turn that into energy, but this can take the raw force of arcane that permeates the world and turns it right into energy as long as we have the right components. I'll get into that more over time. We're gonna be good buddies here. You should come hang out here. But,
So you turn food into arcane energy and put that in this thing?
It doesn't use food. It uses. I'll write you up something. I'll write it up. Lanariel. Lanariel. You saved my life.
Oh, here it comes.
I tried right from the get-go, outside of taking care of the bandits, you were able to stop the multi-pronged ballista when I couldn't quite get it. You've done nothing but been incredibly helpful. I'm only good at so many things, but I'm very good at the things I'm good at.
I drop something really loudly while he's giving this speech.
Do you have a weapon you prefer?
Sorry, I apologize.
It's fine. It was nothing, I hope.
Thanks for that.
Do you prefer your glaive, or do you prefer your wicked axe?
I mean, my axe is kind of my favorite. Why? What are you gonna do to it?
Would you bring it over here, please?
And he sweeps off a table that he has a little step stool that he steps up at the table and he sweeps it off so that she can put her axe on.
She lays it down, but it hits with one hell of a thud. Not graceful.
Can you describe your axe? Push to talk?
It would look, sorry, I was tabbed out for half a second. It would look like a fairly standard great axe, but there's like a hot pink ribbon all the way down the handle of it, and like some little, probably old painted etchings on, or I guess they wouldn't be etchings, but like old paint marks or whatever from like little things that were drawn on it at some point in very like crude and rudimentary ways.
So Jellen looks at the axe, he looks it over, he uses like both hands to try to heft the axe and look at the signs and the ribbon and the etchings. And then he starts picking up pieces and baubles of things that are around, and he starts just breaking light bulbs. They look like light bulbs and Nixie tubes. And he takes all these wires out and he strings them together, he takes out his tinkering tool and he solders them together, and he runs wire throughout the etching. It looks like plain copper wire throughout the etchings and then down around the ribbon. And he ends up wrapping a whole lot of copper wire around the handle. And he does a few more crazy sparks and connects it to a couple other things, and then he's
okay. Put your hand here.
This isn't gonna like mess with the balance, is it? Because it's like perfect.
Is it perfect?
But is it?
She reaches out and puts her hand where Jellen tells her to.
So he has her put her hand around the haft of the axe, and he stops for a moment, and then he hypes himself up, and then he takes her hand in both of his hands, and he kind of works the wire to form an indent where her hand is, and he takes one more spot with his tinker tool and he taps it, and the entire wire begins to glow a matching pink to the ribbon.
And he goes, there. I've improved your axe now. So you.
Yeah, this is way cool.
Right? It should be even better. You'll be able to bypass certain defenses and hit with even more efficacy. Thank you for everything you've done.
And you now have a +1 great axe.
Oh shit!
Artificer infusion.
Nice.
She's just like squealing with joy and like swinging it around, and
that is magical.
Awesome.
Yep. Counts as a magical axe now. That's pretty badass. All right. So you do take a couple of swings. It definitely does not seem like it has affected the balance or your ability to use the weapon in any way. In fact, it almost feels like energized in a way, and you leave cool little pink tracers of color in the air when you swing your axe down.
This is so cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, if like all I had to do was get cooler stuff was to like save you, like, I mean, like I'll save everybody for cool stuff. Like,
that's what I'm saying. This is just the beginning. If we keep all working together, I can keep making more stuff for us. Even you, Teo, we're gonna need a little more work because I just met you. I had to think of the plans for this one for a little while, but we could get stuff for you too.
Yes, I like to fight with a spear, but yeah, I'd like to learn a little bit more about this artificer stuff first,
Do you throw the spear?
if the situation calls for it.
Interesting. I'll work on that. For now, though, I'm going to go visit the Miners Exchange. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Unless you wanna...
And he thinks to his head, hey, do you guys want to spend the night? We got a summer party. But then he immediately cancels that thought, like, nope, don't go down that road.
You guys have a good night.
That's funny.
You have a good night as well, Jellen, and I walk out to find a quiet place to meditate.
I'm gonna head back to the inn and pay the 1 gold for a fancy ass room.
You are also told by Mr. Tobias Vane that you don't need to pay for a room because you were part of the group. You took care of the bandits.
Oh, well, do I need to pay extra for the really nice room? Because all this adventuring, not great on my back.
I had a feeling, and he slams. You see this bigger key, and he slams that down on the counter, and he slides that across at you, and he just kind of nods at you and says, "Enjoy."
Thanks.
Okay.
Jellen was going to. I'll speed it up for the. He just wanted to hit the Miners Exchange to bother Halia Thornton. Of course, he's going to ask about any smoke powder, and then he's going to ask if he can borrow jeweler's tools or have somebody inspect the 2 gems he picked up off of Alabaster to see what they're worth or what they are.
If that's too loud for anyone, you do have sound controls. It looks like a bell. You have sliders that you can turn it down to a comfortable level. So as you walk into the Mendolynn Miners Exchange, you instantly hear the sound of workers busily tapping at rocks, exposing gems, cleaning up threads of gold, things of that nature. Very busy at work here. This being a mining town, they get cartloads of new deliveries in daily. You would know through your travels and talking to Alabaster that he has worked on some of these caravans as a guard, and found a lot of work, with miners in the area, protecting these transports. As you walk in, you do see Halia kind of behind her desk, and she's got these spectacles on, and she seems to be marking in this ledger. And you see her look over. She seems to be consulting some notes and then marking something else. And as you come walking up, she doesn't even look up from her work. What should it be, Mr. Boomsparkles?
Well, of course. Have you come across any smoke powder?
There's no smoke powder here, Mr. Boomsparkles.
Okay, you'll let me know. I will make dynamite for you.
I will, of course, let you know if anything comes in, Mr. Boomsparkles.
Okay, could I borrow a set of jeweler's tools, please?
What would you need jeweler's tools for?
I just need to be able to, or even a little quarter here where I can just sit there. I've got a couple of gems that I need to inspect the value of.
This is a miner's exchange, Mr. Boomsparkles. If
Yes.
you would like some work done of that nature, I'd be happy to get that done for you for a small fee, of course.
I see that's the issue. I don't have much money right now. I had to spend most of it on the adventure to try to get these gems.
Yes, well, that does seem to be a problem on your end, and not on mine.
That's fair. That's fair. How much would it cost me?
How many gems?
Just
We are
2.
very busy here.
2 of them.
2 gems.
Just 2.
This is a miner's exchange, Mr. Boomsparkles.
Yes.
You want me to call someone over to handle 2 gems for you?
No, I would like to borrow a pair of jeweler's tools so I can look at them myself. Real quick.
Don't make a habit of this, Mr. Boomsparkle.
Of course.
And she just immediately turns back down to her ledger, and she just kind of waves you into the room.
And he goes in, he finds a little desk, and he's going to try to deduce the value of the 2 gems he took off of Alvin.
Okay. You see one of them as you clean it up. You are able to kind of examine it with the help of some of the miners in there doing, obviously that's kind of what they do. You're able to kind of bug them enough to give you a little practice knowledge as well.
I am proficient in jeweler's tools.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, so you're able to clean
up.
up.
On me.
Sure, go ahead and roll those jeweler's tools and let's see what you got.
I am also going to cast guidance on myself.
Okay. Hey man, even if you are sleeping, it's alright. I run an exciting day. Alright.
What is up?
Yeah, you are definitely able to get these guys cleaned up, polished very nicely. You get one stone that's going to be worth 15 gold pieces, and you find a larger one that is worth 30.
15 and 30. Okay.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody.
He makes sure that the spot that he was just at it looks better than when he left. Picks up his jewels, and heads back to the Emporium to get some sleep.
Okay. Roll a perception check. Quinn's secret identity is a statue. Okay. Yeah, so she actually doesn't even look at you as you're leaving, and you don't hear her say anything either as you're walking out the door. She just seems to be kind of busily taking notes in this ledger.
Okay.
So as you guys so the next morning comes around, and you guys kind of gather what supplies you need to get ready for this trek. So it doesn't take too long. You're able to get up early enough, get all that stuff in order. You guys are able to get on the road, and as you start heading south, I'm going to say it's about 15 miles that you are traveling, going to the south. A little more than halfway into the journey, you get probably about 10 miles in or so. Everybody go ahead and roll perception checks.
Do I get advantage for having eyes in the sky?
Yes.
Nothing has been more accurate than my 7 perception check.
You are so fascinated by this axe upgrade.
Dude, it's so cool.
What did you roll for?
I didn't. I don't know what just happened.
I rolled off of D&D Beyond, and it rolled 2 for me as well, looks like. Maybe.
I rolled off the sheet in Foundry.
Yeah, when I did the sheet earlier, it did 2. When I did the little thing up here in your left-hand corner, it did it once.
Okay, I only did it once.
You gotta select your token and do it through the little bar.
I can't seem
Okay.
to select my token.
So we'll take the 6 and the 20, I guess.
Yeah, I was having issues with selecting mine too, and I found, I don't know, now it's working, just like a single light click, and it seems to be working now.
Oh, that's right. I just selected it for Jellen. It's not working.
Oh, it seems to be working now.
Okay, maybe I just had to move it. Okay, so we'll go with 6 and 20 for Kellen. That's fine. Jellen got the 15.
Yes.
Got 21. Alabaster got a 21. Okay, so Kellen, Alabaster, and Teo. You guys all at the same time, as you're kind of walking along, you're going through the hills, you suddenly see like the grasses around you almost like bend over a little bit. And then they start just kind of a little bit faster, almost like the sudden breeze is kicked up. And as you look around, you see the trees around you start swaying. And then suddenly they start swaying more and more. And then after a few moments, you hear... And as you guys look up into the air, you suddenly hear this... of this loud scream, but it sounds like it's still kind of far away. And all of a sudden, you see this shadow as everything kind of goes dark around you, and you see this as the shadow just races across the ground around you. And as you guys look up into the sky, you see this white form flying far up into the air as you see these huge leathery wings flapping as you recognize this dragon, Cryovane. And you see it flapping off as you guys kind of hunch down where you are, frozen in place, even from this distance, feeling the fear of this dragon. As it slowly fades away, this dragon flops off into the distance to the south. And after a few moments...
So that's the dragon, I take it.
Yep.
Boy,
Yep.
it's everything they said it was then.
Because, you know, everyone needs a healthy dose of dragon fear out of fucking nowhere.
I mean, would you like call it out of like nowhere? Like we're supposed to be like telling people about it and stuff.
Right, because you saw that dragon coming, right?
I didn't say I saw it coming. God, what is wrong with you? Why are you so rude?
We're all very afraid, right? That's why we're.
Mendolynn's going to need a lot more than a crab.
We're heading.
It seemed to be heading in a more southerly direction than you guys are going. Kind of, just off of impression, seems like possibly it's just out hunting for a meal or something like that. And you hear Dell kind of say, "Yeah, I think we're all feeling what you're feeling, mate. Glad it decided not to make a meal of us."
Look, I'm sorry, okay? I react to fear with anger.
We should hurry to warn that the settlement.
The dwarven mines. Or
That's
their
it, the mines.
archaeological dig, or whatever it is that they're doing. They're underground, they're dwarves.
That was right.
Well, you're not wrong. Okay, so as you guys kind of recover from this sighting, you can see, obviously everybody is a little bit shaken by seeing this form passing over. But you do continue on, and after some time, another 5 miles or so, you don't really come across any danger. And eventually, you come upon, you could see that the canyon's rocky walls rise to a height of 80 feet. At the end of the canyon, a 20-foot high wall of black stone has a broken gate carved into it. with one stone door hanging precariously by a hinge, and the other door is missing. Beyond this open gate, in the shadow of a great mountain to the east, lies a ruined settlement. Oh. Go ahead and go tell on this map right there. So there. So you see this great stone wall up ahead of you. Seems to be solid black stone with this carved through. And how are you doing, Mitch?
What do you mean?
I was asking if you're okay on time.
Oh, I'm sitting there going, is there something wrong with me?
I need you to roll Constitution with disadvantage. No, I'm just kidding.
You're all of a sudden now afraid of heights.
You're afraid of dwarven complexes. I know you got to work early in the morning. You got to get up at like 3 in the morning. So I think maybe this is going to be a good place to call it for tonight. And I think next week we are going to pick up this dwarven excavation and see what kind of fun we have in store for you guys.